Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers and Facebookers all across the nation. This is In the Paint with Red. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. This is Devontae Roan, a.k.a. Red, and we got a good show for you, man. So, let's start it off. We had Summer League going on, and you know the big topic is going to be Lonzo Ball and what he is doing to shock the world right now. So, with that being said, sad part is he is out for the championship round against the Portland Trailblazers with a mid-calf strain, so that's very disappointing to people who want to watch this because he's been taking this Summer League by storm. He had a bad first game, we all know that, but his last 4 or 5 games now, he's been looking like the best player on the court, and that's what you wanted to see. With that being said, I want to hear your thoughts on Lonzo Ball Summer League, and should we expect that to continue into the regular season with the other players now? Because let's be honest, he won't be playing with the summer cast, the Summer League cast. He'll be playing with the Julius Randles and the Brandon Ingrams. He'll be playing with whoever the hell is on the scene. Yeah. We don't really know. But and at the top that off, will the Lakers make the playoffs? But first, I want to hear about your thoughts on Lonzo Ball.
Well, I think Lonzo Ball, he's came to play. And I mean, I really like what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? He's hitting the shot, assisting a lot, rebounding. And also, too, he had, a triple-double in the last, I think, like 2 or 3 games. Which is pretty good, you know what I'm saying, since you say you want to be, you say you better than LeBron, I wanted to see that, you know what I'm saying. I'm glad that I did see it, I mean, and it was pretty impressive to me to see you, ball out like that, like you say, like your name say, your name say ball, so I want to see you ball, so I thank you for that, just, showing us that you know how to ball, and I mean, you had what 36 points in your last game. That was pretty good, and obviously you beat the Cavs too, and one of the playoff rounds. So right. I'm pretty impressed. You beat my team, even though it wasn't LeBron James on the floor, but you beat my team. But I'm pretty proud of you, man. I appreciate it.
Now, everyone's having this big hype. Yes, it is against Summer League players, and we do know that, and they're not as good as the regular season guys, and let's be honest, about 85 to 90% of these guys playing in the Summer League might not be on a roster for the NBA. Right. But with that being said, do you think, because LeVar, his pop's been talking mad cash now, but with the roster they have for the Lakers, do you think when you add Lonzo Ball, do they have a chance of making the playoffs this year with that crazy crowded West?
I mean, it's going to be a very hard things to do because, like you said, it's a very crowded West. You got Warriors, obviously. You got Spurs, Rockets, Clips. You got OKC. You got San Antonio. So Minnesota too. So I mean, it's gonna be a hard tough test to try to accomplish making the playoffs. I can't see them in the playoffs with the roster that they have. Adding Brook Lopez was really, it was an all right deal. It wasn't a great deal, but right. I mean, it kind of helps them out a little bit, at least down low. And you said, like I said, Brandon Ingram, he's a pretty decent player, and then you got Julius Randle and obviously LeVar Ball. So I think that y'all might get in, but I don't think it's gonna be hard. Y'all probably make it to a 9th spot and try to fight to get in, on the outside looking in. But I don't think y'all gonna make it in, like, it's hard. It's not going to be easy for the West, for you to get in the playoffs in the West anyway, either way it goes. So, and all I can say is just get an early jump on the season. Just go out and ball, like your last name said.
I've never seen a Summer League with so much hype going on. When they had the guy from the point guard for the Dallas Mavericks, I think his name's Dennis Smith Jr., versus Lonzo Ball, they put on a show until Lonzo got hurt in that third quarter. But before that, the Lakers were dominating. Lonzo Ball was looking very, very, very good in that game. And just the tempo, just, the way he knows how to put the ball in certain areas, and he doesn't do everything flashy. There's nothing flashy going on. No behind the back stuff, no, just crazy passes. He just makes great decisions with the basketball, and it's kind of bringing new life to the NBA now. But I don't see them making the playoffs either. Right. The West is too crowded. If he does make the playoffs, that right there is a win for the Lakers right there. Right. That is a huge win, and that means Lonzo Ball did something right if the Lakers do make it to the playoffs. Right. But if they do, you're talking 7th, 8th seed at the best because that West is crowded. But in my opinion, they're not making it at all, man. So Lonzo Ball was doing his thing. That was 1 second in the lane, Lonzo Ball. And could you imagine if he did play and they won the Summer League championship? It would get so much hype. It's Summer League, which is crazy to me. It's Summer League, and it'll get so much hype like he just won the championship of the NBA season, and he only won the championship of the Summer League. Right. So I can only imagine if he does make it to the playoffs, that might be the Lakers' championship, just making it to the playoffs this year because they know that their future is very bright, and it is bright with Lonzo Ball.
Right.
Now we have our 2 seconds in the lane. We want to talk about the New York Knickerbockers. We want to talk about them. President Steve Mills just came out. But before that, we want to talk about Scott Perry being the new general manager. We all know Phil Jackson got the boot. Right. Scott Perry comes in. He was the general manager of the Sacramento Kings. Helped out with the De'Aaron Fox pick and all that. Now he's with the Knicks. They're starting over, but you still got this Carmelo Anthony chaos going on. Now, President Steve Mills just announced that he said Melo could potentially, for now, be staying put. Right. All these trade talks going on. How do you feel about them keeping Carmelo for now, and what do you think that they'll do with Carmelo later on in the season?
I think them keeping Carmelo, it kind of helps their team, to develop and look towards the future. Because in the East you probably can make the playoffs, but it's going to be it's not going to be a hard task. But you might but I can't see y'all making the playoffs with the type of players you have, with just Carmelo. But it's like I think they could be able to keep him. And just keep him and let him learn, let him teach the young players how to play, so they could be able to develop their game.
I think it's Carmelo in the playoff. Carmelo in the Knicks. They're in the East, right? You just said that. Yeah. It should be if Carmelo's a top 10 in everyone's mind. You should have no problem making the playoffs in the East. Right. You should have no problem. And he hasn't made the playoffs in, 3 years now?
Yeah, right.
After being bounced out in the second round against the Pacers, I think in 2013. They haven't made it to the playoffs since, and I'm baffled. If you're such a star caliber player, it doesn't matter kind of what squad you got because it's still the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
but you got teams like the Milwaukee Bucks dethroning you now, and you have teams like, Detroit was this close to making the playoffs. And that means Detroit was just that much better than the Knicks. They didn't make it, but they were very close. So teams like that are overshadowing Carmelo. But with that being said, do you still think he gets traded at least by the All-Star break?
I kind of say no with the stuff I just read about Carmelo and the GM. I don't think he will be traded because it's like they need somebody to, at least give them a fighting chance.
Right.
So, I wouldn't trade away my best asset, but if they do, they will have to go way back to rebuild mode. And I kind of feel like they don't want to start over again. So, I think he will stay, but I say by the time his contract is over, I think he'll be gone.
All right. Because he does, his next year, he is He is an unrestricted free agent, but he has a player option to stay in New York if he wants to. But we all know he's not taking that option. So if I am the Knicks, if you want to keep Carmelo, keep him, make his trade value go up a little more.
Right.
Trade value. Because the more you keep him, the more he still scores 25 points per game, the more teams are willing to give you a lot more to keep him for half a year. So now you can get 2 or 3 draft picks that you wouldn't have gotten right now because teams at the time, let's be honest, they're desperate.
Right.
When it comes out to All-Star break, those teams are in the 3rd, 4th seed, especially if you're somewhere in the East. They have we get a Carmelo on our team, we have a chance now in the East if you put them with, say, like a Milwaukee Bucks, or say if, if someone can get them, whether it be the Celtics or whoever it may be, the Raptors or somebody. Right. Someone could definitely try and pick up Carmelo and get something going on with that, man. So hopefully Carmelo finds his way within the next couple months, because if not, Knicks fans are just like, we gotta get rid of him, get something for it, because if he stays and we get rid of him for nothing, then we're still rebuilding for the next 5 to 6, 7 years. So they don't want that, man. That was second in the lane. 3 seconds in the lane now. Congratulations to Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce, he did retire. We know that this was his final year with the Clippers, but we all know that he bleeds green and black and green and white. Boston Celtics all day. He signs a deal, I don't know if for a one-day deal or whatever, but the deal made him a Boston Celtics for life. So Paul Pierce, he retires as a Boston Celtic. He'll be known as one of the greats in Boston with the Larry Birds, with the John Havliceks, with all the big guys. So we all know that, with the Bill Russell, that Paul Pierce is one of the greatest Celtics of all time. How do you feel about him? We knew it was happening, that he was going to be a Celtic for life. But now that it's officially happened, how do you feel about Paul Pierce retiring as a Boston Celtic?
I think it's pretty good for his career. I mean, as a team he started with, and as a team he won a championship with, and I think he won a Finals MVP too. So I think it's a pretty good thing for him. You know what I'm saying? Retiring as a Celtics. You already know that he's a Celtic great. You know what I'm saying? As far as the Kevin McHale's and the John Havliceks and Larry Birds and Bill Russells and all them good people that played in the Celtics. But I mean, at the same time, it's very good to see him retire as a Boston Celtics. That's a great thing, man. You put your heart and soul into the Celtics, and you the one basically started the Big Three. I ain't gonna say nothing, but you basically started the Big Three conversation. We didn't have all that Big Three before all that, but I mean, y'all did it, and I mean, even though y'all was out y'all primes, but y'all did it, and I'm just happy for the Celtics organization that they get a chance to retire a great player's name and number. So I'm just happy for them.
They're gonna retire number 34, and now it feels like in the next 10 years the Celtics won't have any more numbers to retire.
Yeah,
they'll be the first team in triple-digit numbers. Because
they don't have any numbers.
With them getting Gordon Hayward, you all know about the Ray Allen fallout with KG and Paul Pierce and Rajon Rondo. When Ray Allen was the one that kind of like no one liked at the end. It was fascinating to see that because Gordon Hayward wears number 20.
Right.
Now that Gordon Hayward's with the Celtics, he's going to keep wearing number 20. That means they're not retiring Ray Allen's number at all. No. Now they already said they're retiring. They're retiring Paul Pierce 34, and they're going to retire Kevin Garnett's number 5. But I'm like, man, how many numbers do you guys got left? Because for the Raptors, man, that's got to be at least 25 numbers they retired already. Maybe more. I could be giving them less, but man, that's a lot of numbers to retire. So you don't have that many numbers left. You'll be having guys wearing 56 and nasty number 67. Who want to wear that in the NBA?
Yeah, that's some ugly numbers.
That tells you how good this franchise and organization has been since the 60s. So they've been dominating since the 50s. They've been dominating on the court. So, but that was 3 seconds in the lane. 1 second we talked Lonzo Ball. 2 seconds we talked about the Knicks, what they do with Carmelo Anthony, and 3 seconds we talked about Paul Pierce retiring. Now let's get on to just overall news right now. Leslie Alexander, he is basically the president of the guru, the owner of the Houston Rockets. He just now went on and said, hey, I'm going to sell the Rockets. There were rumors 3-4 years ago where he was trying to sell, but he wasn't getting the numbers that he wanted.
Right.
He got the team back in his day, I think 24 years ago, $85 million the Rockets were worth. Got them. And now, Red, they are worth $1.7 billion. They are number 8 in the NBA and what they're worth. Tell me why you think this is happening, and what's your thoughts on him just selling the team?
I kind of think that it's like he just want to get rid of the team. He think they could be even more bigger than what they already are. I mean, the Houston Rockets is a pretty decent team. You just added Chris Paul, and now that you're going to be selling out some home games, I kind of feel like they'll be making a lot more money now. And with their 2 stars that they have, it's going to be great for the organization and great for their future. And I really think that Chris Paul will be, if he doesn't leave, I think he will resign if they can come together and play together and get close to a Golden State Warriors. I think they'll be able to keep Paul long term.
Okay.
So that kind of helps out the organization, but still, with that being said, like selling the organization, if you still want to make more money, I wouldn't sell. But I mean, I understand. You want to get somebody else an opportunity.
Yeah, he's kind of getting old, too.
You bought the team in '93 for $85 million.
That's
So,
crazy.
I mean, and you took them to $1.7 billion. So, I mean, you have made some money with them, and I understand you want to give somebody else an opportunity to be a franchise owner. But
let's not forget, too, with the likes of Yao Ming, they are the #1 team in Asia. People keep forget about that, too.
Yeah.
They have the biggest money tie-ins with Asia because of Yao Ming, Jeremy Lin's couple years in Houston as well. So they had that on their side as well. So when you talk about what's big, if you go to Asia, two things I think of: Houston Rockets, Kobe Bryant. Those are the two things that people in Asia that they rock. They love them some Kobe and they love them some Houston Rockets, especially Yao Ming and Jeremy Lin. So that's pretty big news too. I think Leslie, he's just getting old. I mean, the guy's old. He already said he's going to be a part of the franchise, just lingering around, being a shadow.
Right.
But he knows what good things are happening right now. Chris Paul's going there. You got James Harden to sign his big contract. So it's buzzing in Houston right now.
Right.
It's buzzing. So people want to be a part of that. He knows right now might be the best time to sell to get what he really, really wants, and it's money. Because he's a billionaire. He's an owner. He's about that money. He just wants more money. That's what happens, man. So I think it's a smart move right now to do it, if he's going to do it. And he's getting old, and he's probably saying that. Because let's be honest, all owners aren't basketball guys. They're not. They're not. They're guys who just want to make more money. It is. And they feel like it's an opportunity to get a franchise and make more money. These guys don't know a damn thing about basketball. So, but they know that it brings excitement and brings them extra money. So I think right now might be the best time. And then let's talk about a deal that I didn't see coming. I didn't really see who would get this guy. Rajon Rondo, he had a fantastic playoff. Talk about 2 games in the playoffs against the Celtics before he got hurt. And he had a great 2 games. They could have easily beat the Celtics, the #1 seed. You saw the Bulls could have done that. And it was because of Rajon Rondo. Well, the Bulls say we're trying to go ahead and rebuild now. You can't blame us. It's about that time now. Let's rebuild. They say, you know what, Rajon, we'll let you go. Rajon signs a 1-year deal with the New Orleans Pelicans. So now he joins the likes of Drew Holiday, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins. I don't know why I said Drew Holiday first, but let's talk about that, and let's talk about who should be starting, because you just paid Drew Holiday 5 years, $165 million, and he's your point guard. But you had Rajon Rondo, who might be a better fit in that system with Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. So I want to hear your thoughts on that.
I think that it's a pretty good deal. With him going there, obviously, Rajon Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins played together already in Sacramento. So I kind of feel like they have some type of chemistry already.
Okay.
I think it's a pretty good deal. But as far as starting, I would let Rajon Rondo start. He's a better facilitator. He can find the open guy, and he does make good decisions with the basketball. So I kind of feel like that I would have him at the point guard, and I probably move Drew Holiday down to the 2 guard, mostly being a slasher, a backdoor person, or something like that, or a shooter, or like somebody that can spread the floor.
Right.
I like the deal though with coming to New Orleans. It helps him a lot, to get a fresh start. Even though the Bulls did let him go. And
how many fresh starts can Rajon get?
It's
like 16 out of 6 years. Yeah. It feels like it.
Yeah.
Like every year he's changing teams now, just trying to fit in somewhere.
After his Celtic run, he done been somewhere everywhere. Dallas, Sacramento, somewhere everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like that this is, kind of sort of another good first start. You got 2 big men, 2 of the greatest big men that's ever going to play the game down low. So you will have some scoring from them. And like I said, adding your facilitating skills will be much better for them, you know what I'm saying? But please just let Rondo start, because I kind of feel like Drew Holiday, he's a good point guard, but I don't think he's going to get as much assists.
I would do Drew off the bench as your 6th man, but still getting starter minutes.
Right.
But have him play 31 to 33 minutes per game off the bench, to where your bench isn't as, dull, because we all know last year when DeMarcus got picked up, everyone said, all right, they're going to the playoffs, they're going to be unstoppable. Then you realize they don't have a bench, though. Like, you still got to have a bench play to win the NBA. So I would put Drew on the bench, have Rajon starting, but have Drew still play starter minutes to get that in. So we'll see about that. Now, what everybody's waiting for, it's our daily talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, our daily show talk, because we don't do this show every day. But Cleveland Cavaliers, always got something going on because you know when you got LeBron James and you know you have the craziness around LeBron James, there's always talk about them. So today's Cavs talk, we want to talk about Jamal Crawford first. Jamal just came out and said that he chose why he didn't go with the Cavaliers and with the Warriors as well. Mm-hmm. Basically, it was the opposite of Kevin Durant. He said he didn't want to piggyback on the team pretty much. He said, what kind of difference would I make if I automatically go to the finals as it is? If I'm with the Warriors or the Cavaliers, I feel like I'm just piggybacking off those guys. And if we do win, okay, what's up? I mean, I kind of expected that as it is already. He said he wants to go and be on a team that's up and coming, and maybe that team can go somewhere bigger than expected. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, I kind of feel like it's right. You didn't do the Kevin Durant thing. You want no cupcake. And I kind of feel great like that. I kind of feel great about that. It's like, yes, you don't want to piggyback on, you know, the Cavaliers or Warriors because, I mean, obviously, you know, if you go to the Warriors, you're going to win. You go to the Cavaliers, you obviously going to the finals. So I kind of feel like that's great for him, you know what I'm saying, to be a part of a team that's up and coming and that's young and that's very hungry to get in, to at least get a playoff spot. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like that he went to a hungry team, and he'll be a great addition off the bench. He's been six men 3 years since I've been, you know, watching him. You know, so I kind of feel like he'll come off the bench and get him some scoring and some facilitating, and you know, a good playmaker off the ball or with the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Usually, guys his age, and this is the point in time where you kind of want to see guys like him win a championship.
Right.
Because he's in his mid-30s now.
Right.
He deserves to have late 30s.
Yeah, 37.
He deserves to have a championship. So you didn't mind him going to Cleveland or to the Warriors to get a cheap championship because he's of age now. He done did his due diligence in the NBA. But you also respect him for saying, if I want to win, I want to win by really being a part of a team.
By earning it.
Yeah, by kind of earning
it. Not a cupcake.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of teams, a lot of old guys with David West, and you don't blame, I don't blame David West at all.
David West,
you know, he tried San Antonio, and that didn't work out, and then he tried Golden State, and it did work out. Now he was Golden State for his last year, which is this year. So I don't blame him. Even Paul Pierce going and KG going to the Nets, you know, after the Boston thing fell down, they went to the Nets to try and get a championship. So guys that age, I don't blame them for trying to win championships, especially if you're in mid to late 30s and you haven't won anything. I don't blame them for going to contending teams like the Warriors or the Cavs. So shout out to Jamal Crawford for actually stand up and say, you know what, I don't want to piggyback off nobody. If I want to win, it's going to be my own terms per se. So if he wants to go to Minnesota, I don't blame him one bit, man. So do you. And just a couple hours ago, it's been posted by some anonymous person that's in LeBron James camp. LeBron James is very frustrated with how the offseason is gone by. And you can't really blame him because the offseason has been a very big dud for the Cavaliers. We spoke on our last show. If you hadn't seen it, we talked about our biggest winners and losers of free agency. And I know for sure my biggest loser was the Cleveland Cavaliers because they didn't get any help, and because they wanted help and didn't get it. They don't really need help, but they sure wanted help, and they didn't get it. So LeBron is frustrated about that. And he's frustrated with the fact that David Griffin, then the GM, and Trent Redden as well, both were fired from Dan Gilbert right in the middle of trade, right in the middle of the deadline going on for free agency. So LeBron was very mad about that. And there was even an instance they were close to getting Jimmy Butler, like this close I heard. And the day those guys got fired was the day that they were this close to getting Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy said, I'm not going to that mess or that kind of stuff, or you know, we can't get anybody back, so we're not even dealing with that. So how do you feel about LeBron James' feelings on the Cleveland Cavaliers organization right now and their bad offseason?
Well, I kind of feel like I can't blame them because, I mean, we have to be somewhat aggressive to close the gap on the Golden State Warriors. I mean, the team that we have right now is great, it's good, but I still can't see it beating the Golden State Warriors. Right. So in order to beat the Warriors, you have to out-beat the Warriors.
Right.
What I mean by that is, as far as acquiring another all-star, just like they have. You feel what I'm saying? Let's get our fourth option. You feel what I'm saying? We don't have that, and also we don't have a bench either. So, I mean, I kind of feel like if we can upgrade the bench and also make a trade for at least another all-star, which we could have, and it didn't happen because of the David Griffin situation, I mean, I kind of can't blame LeBron. He's mad. He's pissed. I mean, we want to get better. We want to close the gap on the Warriors, and we have to do something. We can't just be just not aggressive during the off season yes, we don't have any money, but we also can make that trade. To either try to get better or try to get something, or try to get either a draft pick or something, just to try to get our bench better, and as far as trying to get another All-Star. And that's how I feel about what LeBron's saying, because, I mean, we're not going to, I mean, I can say we can't beat the Warriors if we can play our game, but it's going to be kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? The Warriors are a great team. I'm not knocking the Warriors, but I kind of feel like it's too easy for them. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of people say that the championship they won wasn't what they earned it. No, they didn't. It wasn't an earned championship. It was the most easiest championship I'm ever going to see that I've ever experienced of seeing in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That was basically just a cakewalk going through the finals. You only lost one game. So I mean, the team is great. You know what I'm saying? So I can't blame you, LeBron. Just tell Dan Gilbert, look, man, we need to do something, because either that or we're going back to the finals and we're gonna lose. And I'm not trying to lose again.
Can't go all the way that far.
Yeah,
to lose.
you can't get that far deep in the playoffs.
It's a lot of mileage on one person.
Yeah, so
to do that.
I mean, come on, man, make something happen, do something, anything. I mean, upgrade our bench. I mean, you went with Cindy Osmond over Jamal Crawford. I mean, I understand Jamal Crawford didn't want to come to us because he didn't want to piggyback, but still, you could at least talk to the man and see, like, look, we're going to the finals. You know that we can have a good chance of winning if we had a good bench. And they didn't even try to even talk to the man or say, at least, look, come be a part of our bench. We're going to the finals. At least, come to us so where we can be able to at least have somebody off the bench at least give us 15, 20 points at least. Gotcha. But no, they end up going with somebody from overseas that we have nothing that we ever heard about. I mean, I watched some film on him. He's a pretty nice swing man. You know what I'm saying? He can get to the basket. He can step out and shoot the three. But I mean, that's really not anything as far as that's really not as good as us as far as the finals goes. You know what I'm saying? We need you to be a defender and a good just off a bench person. But, I mean, Jamal Crawford would have fit that role, and he would have fit the system when LeBron and Kyrie is not on the floor.
Right.
So, I mean, I kind of feel like that's just it's out of line. It's messed up. And, I mean, LeBron, you're right. Tell them to be aggressive, bro.
That's right. Well, y'all, that is the end of our show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Uneducated Network presents In the Paint Red. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, man, because we're having a blast. Next episode, we will probably talk about the whole recap of the offseason and the summer league as well. It was a wonderful offseason. We enjoyed every bit of it, and it was better than the regular season, let's be honest. That just came by, so now it makes us more excited for the regular season next year coming up. Training camp starting in September, so we'll be waiting for that as well. But there's still always big news in the NBA, even in the off-season mode now, and be on the lookout for In the Paint Reds next episode, because we'll be talking about all kind of NBA stuff, man. So, for Devontae Wrong, a.k.a. Red, I'm your host, Carlos Clayton, and this is In the Paint with Red, presented by Uneducated Network on YouTube. Like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, do all that stuff. So, as always, sports fans, you know what to do. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace, y'all.